My name is Josie. If you're new to my channel, welcome to Eccentric. Thank you so much for stopping by. I am going to change the title of this video, but for now, we are going to leave it as it is because I need to actually come up with a title. Before I get started with anything, I want to thank the beautiful soul who got this tapestry for me from my Amazon list. And they also got the Shadowscapes Tarot for me as well. And I appreciate you. So thank you very, very much. I'm grateful. Okay, so with this video, what I intend to do is, and I have you up on my computer so I can see your comments. I'm gonna take my time, right? So here's the story behind this video. I woke up this morning and I took my water into my closet. It's where I do my meditation and stuff. I had to carve out some space for me to have my spiritual practice, right? So I go in there and I say, okay, this is what I decided that I was gonna do. I said, okay, I'm just gonna first of all start off by hydrating so I can get some deeper breaths. And then when I sat down, I started reading some more of the Kabbalion book that I have. I read a chapter and I said, okay, I've done that. I'm going to put that down now, place my bookmark, right? And then I decided to start practicing something that I am going to show you. I'm going to teach you this at the end of this video, okay? I decided to start practicing something that I learned about last night, and I will link you to, I think his name is Sam. I will put that in the comments, in the links. But I really think that this is super cool, this practice that I just stumbled upon while watching this amazing soul's videos. I'll tell you more about it later because I have messages for you. I have a backlog of messages for you. And I really don't like structuring things. Okay? I don't like it. I don't like having to structure things. Okay? I just like to, get it done, get it out there, And of course, I am dealing with technical difficulties. So if you are commenting, I may see it, I may not. But I did pop the computer up so I can see your comments. Anyway, I have been practicing trance channeling, but only with myself. So what I do is I record an unlisted video of myself while I'm in meditation. And then at some point in the meditation, I start speaking. I may download and edit those videos just so they're not super long. Or I may just simply timestamp the video for you, whichever I feel, in the now. But what I wanted to do in the now is deliver the messages that I got this morning as I was sitting there just breathing and hydrating. It's a trick. I decided that I was in control of my spiritual experience. That was already a setup. I said, I'm not doing anything right now. I'm not getting into anything. I'm just going to breathe and hydrate. This is what I'm doing because I just knew what I was doing. And that's what I love about this whole situation. I went in trying to control my spiritual experience, thinking that things needed to happen in a certain way. Well, I've got to sit here, I've got to breathe, I got to get hydrated, and then I will set my intentions, do my protection routine, and then I'll go into meditation, right? Well, I was surprised by spirit today. Okay? I was surprised. Hey, love. And we're always surprised by spirit, especially in the moments where we decide that things need to go a certain way and need to be structured. Okay? So this morning, as I am doing all the things that I feel I need to do before, in preparation to meditate, right? And receive divine energies for my highest good, and to give myself healing and fill my cup before my day starts. Okay, this was the plan. And I'm laughing because, oh my gosh, I had such profound realization during this process. And if it wasn't for this practice, okay, if it wasn't for the practice that I just learned about when I couldn't sleep last night, I probably would have missed this realization. Okay, I went into this subconsciously still practicing the thing that I learned about last night. So I'm there and I'm breathing and I'm like, yeah, my thoughts, these are my thoughts that are happening. I'm like, yeah, you're definitely getting hydrated because, your lungs are expanding more. Starting to feel more relaxed. Oh yeah, we're getting into this. This is going to be great. This is me thinking here. And then I continue to practice that thing while I'm breathing, and eventually, a couple of times I trailed off like we always do, but not as much this time because I was practicing something that helps me with that. And I found myself in a state that I don't think I've ever been in before. I've never been there. Not in that way. Okay? I literally just became one with spirit. Unintentionally. Okay, it wasn't intentional. I wasn't even ready according to my structured thinking and belief system. I wasn't even ready to meditate. According to me, I had not dropped down into theta. I was just getting started preparing myself to meditate. I was not in any state to feel the way that I was feeling because it wasn't time yet. You see how structured everything was in my mind? So it's kind of like, when you think you're alone and you start doing silly stuff, talking to yourself, dancing, whatever, and then you look up and someone was there sitting on the couch reading a book. They were super quiet. You didn't even know they were there. And you're like, oh, I didn't see you there. That's kind of what happened with me. I was like, oh, hold up. Something's happening here. Something's happening well before time for it to happen. But instead of being startled or staying in that energy, I said, okay, let's explore. Let's observe. Let's see what's happening here. Let's stay here. Don't get too excited. So I stayed there and I listened because that is my first, I've been practicing being a receiver, and now it's second nature for me to just listen first, okay? And I sat there and I allowed the process that was happening with me. Remember, I did not call upon Archangel Michael. I did not cover myself with light. Nothing like that. I didn't do anything that people normally do before they go into meditation. I was simply preparing my body, okay, to meditate. I wasn't even doing all of that yet. And all of a sudden, I found myself in spirit, literally in it, as if I had already started meditating and I got past my monkey mind and I was just in, you know what I mean? And I was like, okay, interesting. So I listened, and this is some of the things that I heard. I'm going to try. I am going to try to deliver this the best way that I can, because it's going to be all out of order, but it's okay. One of the profound realizations that I had in that moment is that being part of, or being energy, being this part of the all, all that ever is and was, and also being part of non-existence, nothing, okay? Nothing. You are everything and you are nothing at the same time. I tell you guys this all the time. So I realized that I am spirit. Now I know a lot of y'all were like, okay, like, but you say that all the time. It's different when I say it. When you realize it, it's a totally different ball game. Okay, like in that moment, I realized, oh snap, I am that I am. It's no longer something I just say, right? I'm not outside of it. I'm in it. I am it. You see what I mean? I said, okay, I am in non-existence and I am the all right now. I understand that. Great. And then I listened some more, right? And I realized that as humans, we require from our mental mind, the physical mind, okay, not the higher mind, not the all, not the mentality of the universe, okay? I'm talking about our physical brain and our head requires titles and structure and systems and things like that. It requires that only because we've been programmed to require those things, okay? It's not because you innately require those things. And like I tell y'all all the time, as it pertains, here we go, there, I just caught the energy because I was like, y'all help me recall. As it pertains to what do you call it, protection, okay, just the mere thought that you need protection from anything and anyone around you places you in a energy of fear, okay? No one and nothing in this reality is invincible. Everything decays, everything changes, everything is turned anew. Oh, we getting into it. Lord have mercy, help me this morning. Everything is turned anew. Okay? So the notion that you need to protect yourself all the time, every time you feel something, every time you sense something, you've got to protect yourself, protect yourself, protect yourself. Now, I'm not telling you that protection is not important. I'm telling you that the mechanism in which you are trying to have this experience needs adjustment. Okay? So we're going to talk about protection as an experience. There is the person that every day smudges everything and puts oils on and wears a million crystals, okay? There's that person. They are confident in all of the tools that have been provided, yet they don't realize that these things are not necessary. The protection has become a religious, a traditional, a compulsive act. Okay? Now it is causing even more fear, because in the event that you don't have those things, you will feel less protected. You are setting yourself up, loves. You're setting yourself up, because the initial feeling, the initial thought was, I am not protected and I need to protect myself. Okay? That was the initial thought. You had already programmed yourself to understand that I am not protected and I need to protect myself from that which is the all. Okay? Now, you started in fear to begin with, and then what you did was you set yourself up to create more fear in the process, in the event that you don't have or you can't do your protection ritual or wear your protective gear. Okay? Now there's the other person. The other person that is one with the all, one with spirit, that carries divine energy within them at all times. That knowing, not of the physical mind, but of the spiritual mind, the oneness, the mind of the cosmos, okay? The higher mind is what we call it. And that person knows whether they wear crystals or not, whether they get up every morning and do that incantation or not, they know that they're protected. They know that it's okay if they miss a day or their schedule gets rearranged or they don't get to wear their crystals. They still know that they're protected. There is a knowing there. They're not taking this so seriously to where it is or it isn't. It doesn't mean that they don't do these things. Okay? It doesn't mean that they don't partake every now and again or even have the intention to have a schedule to do it. It just means that they did not start off in fear from the very beginning saying, I need to do this every single day or else I'm not going to be protected. Or I need to have this every single day or else I'm not going to be protected. It all starts with the mind. Which mind are you thinking from? Okay? Where do you want to be? This is not about who. I don't even know who created who, but they got in me on that who thing. That who am I, and know who you are. I got schooled this morning, y'all. Where in density are you? And this is not based off of location. Okay? This is based off of emotion. This is based off of feeling. In this physical reality with these physical vehicles, there is this unique ability to feel an emotional spectrum. Okay? That is your compass. Your emotions are your compass. The emotions are what point you to your metaphorical north, south, east, west, and whatnot. You will know where you are, not who. Okay? You will know where you are within the spirit consciousness, okay? Within the all, you will know where you are based off of your emotional state of being in the now. Everything is in the now. So when you apply the law of one, okay, if you understand that we are one huge consciousness on this beautiful planet, then when you are trying to express an individual expression that is separate from oneness, you will need to know where you are within the crowd, because we get lost in the crowd of oneness. Okay? So it's not who am I? It is not who. It is where am I? Where am I in this soup of being? Because once you feel your feelings and find out where you are, then you are able to express as the individual within the group. You're never without the group, okay? You're never without the group. You are simply finding out and feeling yourself out in order to express your individual part in the whole. That's it. That's what individuality is. It's your one note that belongs to the whole song that you need to sing. Okay? So when you hear the term know thyself, it is not necessarily meaning to gather all of this mental, information about yourself, like with your mental brain. It is more so knowing thyself as a part of the all. Know thyself, meaning know that you are literally of source energy. You're of source energy. And that energy that you are coming from is expressed through you. Okay? That's it. Like, that is you knowing thyself. And it's actually easier for you to entertain your mental brain and do all of this research with looking at your birth chart and looking at this and looking at that and using all of these beautiful tools that were created for a time. They were not created to carry along with you as you evolve. They were created for a time, just like a baby needs assistance walking, and we make tools like a walker. Just like when you're in rehab because you had an injury and you go to physical therapy and you have a cane, eventually you no longer need the cane. And that's what these tools were meant to be. Temporary, okay? So when you know thyself, you know that you are literally the essence of source energy, and you're not the only one, that everything around you came from source and everyone around you came from that same source. And when you understand that and you walk with that energy, then you're able to flow and change as this universe that was set in motion does flow and change, because you are that which flows and changes, just like the universe that you perceive to be outside of you, which is inside of you. No, you flow and change. Okay? When someone asks you, what's the matter? Doesn't that confuse you? What is the matter? I don't even know where that came from. And then, what is matter? Slowly vibrating particles that are bonded together. Okay? Like, what is matter? Everything is energy. Matter, solid matter, solid formed particles that are concrete and everlasting is an illusion. Everything changes. No matter if it's a building that has been standing for eons, no matter if it's Stonehenge, no matter if it's the pyramids, everything changes. You just can't see the changes sometimes. So things appear to be permanent. They appear to be permanent, but there are changes. Some things change very rapidly and drastically, and some things change very minutely and slowly. Fire can burn and destroy and transform something very quickly, as water takes its time to change and erode and make something different. Okay? This is why we have the perception of what we would call matter and hard things that, won't change. That's what we think. So understand, loves. We have this understanding of identity that we're moving away from. We now understand that we are all of source energy and that we are all part of the all, and that when we express source energy through our physical vessel, we are expressing that individual part of the all. And when you understand I am that I am, then you understand that you are protected no matter what you do or don't do. Now here's another thing. There are a lot of us. I got schooled this morning. I'm Reiki level 2, you guys, okay? And I got some other energy healing modalities under my belt. But check this out. This is what I learned this morning. I learned what I was actually saying and doing, okay? So a lot of times when energy practitioners tell you, I'm going to channel energy into your physical vessel, or I'm going to go on the quantum field and I'm going to make adjustments on the quantum field, with your physical vessel and maybe even, of course, your life surrounding it, right? We basically are saying, hey, we're going to take this energy and we're going to direct it in a certain direction, or we're going to place intention on it for it to do certain things, right? But at the same time, this is what we tell you. Hey, when you receive Reiki, it's gonna do whatever it's gonna do. We don't have control over the divine energy. It knows where to go. And it's gonna do its thing. Okay? That's what we tell people, because we are just a vessel in which the divine energy flows. And where it goes and what it does is purely up to you and your situation, wherever it's needed. So, okay, if that is true, if that is our truth as energy practitioners, then what makes us think that we can direct the energy in the first place? Particularly when it comes to Reiki, pulling the energy into your vessel and shooting it out into another person's energy space. You see what I mean? Like, you already told them, and this is the whole experience that I had earlier. Spirit told me, just imagine a cat. If you come inside and you sit on the couch and your cat is at the other end of the couch, and you say, hey, come here, like you call the cat. You want the cat to come and sit in your lap, right? Well, everybody knows that cats do what they want to do. That cat may come right away and sit in your lap, or it may not. Okay? It may need to determine what energy you're in before it just comes to sit in your lap. Cats do what they want to do, as does the universe, as does these energies. Okay? And that was the big profound moment that I had. Energy does what it wants to do. Okay? So instead of setting the intention to, direct the energy, or setting the intention for the energy to do certain things, I'm not telling you, we're getting to the point here, you guys, because it's not taking away from. Okay, I am one of these people that has been doing this. Instead of seeing it that way with your physical brain, when you take it to the higher mind, you understand that the energy, if the energy does what it wants to do, all you have to do is create the space in which the energy will want to do those things. This is why anybody receiving healing has to actually really want it in order for it to work. Because if the energy does not want to receive the energy, then it's not going to come. Okay? It's not going to come, and it's sure not going to do what you want it to do. So it's very important to see that energy is not being directed at all. It's being attracted. It's literally looking at you like, oh, that looks nice. Let me go over there. You know, it's being attracted. It's not being directed. The thought of pulling energy to you in a very conscious, mental, earth brain way, should switch over to I am receiving. I am simply receiving in order to impart. And the impartation is not under my control. Okay? Magnetism is a thing. Okay? Like does attract like. And you would actually have to know where you are emotionally in order to match with the energy, okay? In order to match with the energy that you're trying to bring in. And you can't try to bring the energy in. You have to just simply be that energy, and it will be you. And then it will express from you. And even though you're not directing it, once you are that energy, you will already know. Because you're part of that energy and you're in with that knowing. You will already know what needs to happen after that. And you will be directed. You will literally be, it's kind of like if you're, how do you say, like if, you know, like when people would imagine a possession, but it's not a possession in a negative sense of the word. You become one with the energy, with spirit, right? And with source energy, okay? You become one with that particular vibration in which you intend to impart. So if I intend to impart healing energy, I have to actually feel like healing energy. Oh, this is a practice. This is why what you believe about yourself matters when it comes to your spiritual practice, okay? You have to be confident. You have to know, not based off of your skill or everything you learned with your mental brain, but again, it all goes back to that knowing. I am the all. I am source. And when you do that, You just become whatever it is that you feel like in each moment, and you exude that energy naturally. It's not something that you have to actually make effort for or try to control. You just exude it. So if I am healing and I have a person that I am supposedly working on, and I become one with divine healing energy, there's really nothing to think about. there's there's no order for anything to have to happen. Okay, so I say all of that as far as the healing energy is concerned, and knowing where you are in the emotional sense of the word. um I say all of that to say, don't take yourself so seriously when you think you haven't done anything right, or someone has not received healing the way that you intended for them to do it, or just let yourself off the hook. You are divine. You are divine in every sense of the word. You are divine, and you are happening. You are an event that's happening. You're always, everything is always constantly changing and moving and changing and moving, because we're all here next to each other, influencing each other just by being. We're influencing inanimate objects just by being. So what Spirit wants us to do right now is practice becoming each and every little thing that we can possibly think about. Practice really like becoming and connecting with energy on all levels. Okay, we're moving into a time where you really got to be tapped into your higher mind, to the higher mind, to the all, in order to be able to function. A lot of things are not going to be as they seem, and you have to know where you are. There's no such thing as controlling emotions, you guys. I'm not telling you to control emotions. Because even if you think you controlled emotions, just like the beautiful ocean, you did not control a damn thing. You just gave yourself the illusion that you did, and it's gonna come back on you. So instead of trying to control your emotions when you're trying to figure out where you are so you can express your individual I am essence, allow your emotions to flow and observe the emotion that comes up, because that is your compass to tell you what direction you're headed in. And in the event that you need to change that direction, because you know the direction you're headed in, you're able to change that direction. If you don't know that you're sad, honey, I've been there before. Okay, it is possible to not know that you're sad. It's possible to not know that you're feeling negative feelings, okay? When you're feeling positive feelings, you're in truth energy. But when you're feeling negative feelings, you're dealing with all kinds of illusions and stuff. So if you don't know that you're angry, if you don't know that you're sad, okay, then how are you going to be able to change the energy, alchemize the energy to go back to the other side of the spectrum? You have to know first. You can't be afraid of knowing. Don't be afraid of knowing. Face your fear. Be honest with yourself. Allow your emotions when they come up, as they come up, so that you can check in with yourself and say, oh, I didn't realize I was here. I've been going the wrong way. Let me make this adjustment real quick, because I didn't intend to do this. Let me see how I can alchemize this and get back to the other side of the spectrum, because everything's got its opposite. And when you get into that, when you're in the process of alchemizing that emotion so you can change direction, right? That is when you find the cause that is affecting you. Okay? And then when you find the cause, you're able to address it and let it go, because it was pulling you in a direction that you didn't even intend to go on. And once you let it go, you're able to just naturally, just like you naturally exhale after you inhale, you naturally get pulled to the more positive side of that spectrum. Okay? Y'all bear with me because I just went a whole bunch of places and I am back here in the now and I'm like, whoa. I'm sitting here like, okay. I'm gonna drink some water real quick. It's happening, y'all. I know a lot of us is going through all of these profound changes and our body's going through stuff. We're becoming wizards and like this is, I'm here with y'all. Cause I know a lot of y'all are going through the same thing that I'm going through right now. And it's crazy and awesome and I can't believe this. I'm sitting here like everything that I knew is being rearranged and I'm seeing it differently now. I'm operating differently now. It's just freaking amazing. I'm like, and you know what's so crazy about this whole situation is that, you know, we take psychic development classes, we learn all of these modalities, we look at all of these philosophies and all this and that, right? But then when you're in spirit, when you become one, when you've evolved to a certain point, you realize that, oh, all of that stuff was just temporary. It's like going from the 5th grade to the 6th grade to the 7th grade, yada yada. You're no longer using the little counting blocks that they give you when you're in kindergarten. You start just writing numbers down and doing math in your head, and then after that, you know, you go to another. It's the same thing. We were all collectively at a stage where we were heavy in using a lot of tools and things outside of us, and now we're moving, a lot of us light workers and star seeds are moving into another energy where we are really able to understand and realize that, man, these tools are beautiful, but we don't really need them. I mean, are you gonna go back? Are you gonna go back and start, like, if you have a meeting for a company and you have to do the budget, are you gonna be using those little blocks that you used in elementary? Are you gonna bust out an abacus? You know, no, you're not gonna do that. So a lot of us are moving out of this energy where we're going to be heavy in the tools, or your mind may simply just change about what you're doing. It doesn't, because the tools are beautiful. They're creations, they're art, they're divine, you know. Even if you don't stop using the tools like physically, your perception and your connection to the tools is going to change in such a way that it may even make your craft better, because you're thinking differently now and you're not so attached and codependent on the intention of these tools. Okay? The flow is easier now, and there's this realization, you guys, of simplicity. It's funny, we start off complicated and then we come into simplicity because everything is it's like everything is a thought. Everything, all of your experiences, everything is literally, it starts with a thought. And this thought is not coming from your physical mind, it's coming from the higher mind. I want to get into this practice because I know this video is long. I want to tell y'all, and I'm gonna as a matter of fact, I'm gonna look it up right here. I am going to Okay, here we go. I'm gonna share this video with you guys in the chat here. I gotta get it back to y'all. But conscious tracking or consciousness tracking is what I'm talking about. And this guy channels the Pleiadians, okay? His name is Sam. I've got the link in the chat, but I'm gonna also put it in the comment section below when I'm able to. I love this technique because it allows you to get out of your head. And then your higher mind just kind of flows. So in this video, Sam talks about how the Pleiadians showed him how to track his consciousness. And they were saying in the now that it's important to practice this, tracking your consciousness. So throughout the day, as you are doing things, as you are functioning, what we want you to do is simply, how do you say it? Simply focus on a part of your body, because your consciousness is either going to be in your head, your mind, your physical body mind, or in somewhere in your legs or your arms and hands. So it's your legs and feet or your arms and hands. If it's not your legs and feet or your arms and your hands, it's going to be in your head. And whenever you start to overthink, or whenever, honestly, like throughout the day, just practice this. It's like a muscle, but it really helps when you're overthinking. Take your consciousness and place it in a part of your body. For me, I've been practicing with my right hand. That's the part of my body that I chose to consistently put my consciousness whenever I realize that my consciousness has moved back up to my head. Okay? So find a part of your body, whether it be somewhere on your legs or your arms and your hands, particularly. And choose to put your consciousness there and try to keep it there. Whenever you find that it's no longer there, just put it back. And do this throughout the day. The very first time I tried it, I felt completely different. Like, so someone who is mad and angry, they could just focus on their hand with their consciousness, and the whole rest of their body will just calm down, because it'll literally be like you forgot everything, or you just, nothing matters. Like, it brings you into a state of being okay. I guess it grounds you. I'm not sure, but I would really love for y'all to practice tracking your consciousness, bringing it back to a part of your body when you realize that it's back in your head. Keeping your consciousness out of your head allows your higher mind to flow easier. Okay? So that you can think with your higher mind, with the all, with source consciousness, instead of your mental, your physical mind getting always having to move it out of the way and fight with it. So yeah, consciousness tracking. I suggest y'all go and watch like his last 3 recent videos, Sam's. And I really, the other channelings that I mentioned earlier, I'm gonna figure out how to get those to y'all, because it's amazing as well. The story that they gave about what's happening right now, it's awesome how they explained it to me. And you know what? I'm gonna try. I don't even know how I'm gonna do. I'm gonna try to stop saying they, because they are we and I am. So it's the way that we speak is about to change as well. I can tell y'all that now. They are not outside of us. Oh my gosh, it's a lot. But I love y'all. And I'm going to let y'all go on that note. Watch his videos, learn how to track your consciousness, and Godspeed.